Hey guys, this is Stacy from eatthebite.com, and welcome to my community-supported agriculture series, where I use fresh organic greens and veggies from Clark Farm in Carlisle, Massachusetts to make delicious food. This week I'm using carrots, zucchini, summer squash, sage, and thyme to make this incredible roasted veggie tart with leeks and goat cheese. Let me show you how to make it. We need to cut our veggies into sticks, so I'm going to start by peeling the carrots and then cutting the tips off. I'll cut the tips from the zucchini as well. Then I'll cut those in half, and then in half again, and you'll do that for both halves. Then I'm going to cut it into sticks from there. Some of the sticks might be a little thicker than others depending on the size and shape of your zucchini. It's fine. Just find the huge ones and give it another slice in half. We'll do the same thing with the summer squash. Cut off the tips, cut it in half, then in half again, and then we'll start cutting it into sticks from there. My carrots are a little small, and I wanted to make sure that I can cut them in uniform sticks to match the size of the zucchini and summer squash. So I placed it next to my zucchini stick for comparison, and then I cut my carrots into sticks like my squash. If some are too big or thick, just give them another cut. The main goal here is to make them all the same size, approximately. You're smart, you can figure it out. I've got my veggie sticks separated by group on my sheet pan, and I'll drizzle some olive oil over everything along with some salt and pepper. Next, I'll give each group a little toss to coat everything. You want to keep in mind that carrots are going to take longer to cook, so I did place some foil over them to help soften them quicker. We'll roast these in a preheated oven at 400 degrees for 15 minutes, and I'll remove the zucchini and summer squash after 15 minutes. Then I'll let the carrots roast another 15 minutes until they're soft. While that's cooking, I'm going to slice my leeks. First, I cut off the dark green parts, and then I cut off the ends of the leeks. Next, I'll cut the leeks into rings like you see here. Once all the leeks are cut, I'm going to put them in a bowl, and I'm going to fill that bowl with water. Leeks can be very dirty, so I like to separate the rings while I continually rotate the leeks in the water to make sure they are squeaky clean. I've had some olive oil heating in a pan, and I'm going to add those drained leeks into that pan. We'll give those a good stir around for the olive oil to coat, and then we're going to season our leeks with some salt and pepper. Just give them another good stir around the pan, and you'll want to continually stir the leeks for about 10 or 15 minutes until they look approximately like this. So our leeks are done, and I'm going to set those aside for a few minutes. I put my roasted summer squash and zucchini on paper towel-lined sheet pans to blot some of that moisture out of them, and I'll set those aside so I can chop my fresh herbs. I'll take some fresh thyme sprigs and start gently pulling the leaves from the stems, and then I'm going to give them a little bit of a rough chop here. And now for the sage. I picked 4 or 5 sage leaves. I stacked them on top of each other, rolled them up, then sliced and diced them down fine, just like the thyme. After that, I'll put the thyme and sage in a ramekin, and we're going to use this to top our veggie tart. I removed the paper towel from my squash sheet pans, and I've got all my ingredients ready to assemble my veggie tart. We've got the sautéed leeks, roasted carrots, roasted summer squash, and our roasted zucchini. And let's keep it simple for this one and use store-bought puff pastry. It comes 2 in a package, and I'm using both of these. I placed one slightly overlapping the other, and I'll use my rolling pin just to smooth it over and even out that seam in the middle. Next, I'm going to roll over maybe ½ an inch of the puff pastry for a more defined crust. And I'll do this for all 4 edges. After that, I place the puff pastry dough on a parchment paper-lined sheet pan. Then I brush a little olive oil across the bottom of the dough. I'm adding 1 container of crumbled goat cheese here. Just spread it out and make sure it's evenly distributed across the puff pastry. Next, I'll add the sautéed leeks on top of the goat cheese. Same thing here, we want to make sure they're evenly distributed across the bottom. And here come our veggies. It's real simple here. We're going to do 2 rows of veggies, and I alternated between zucchini, summer squash, carrot, zucchini, summer squash, carrot, and zucchini, summer squash, carrot. You'll keep repeating this until you fill the entire pastry. The last step is we'll sprinkle on that fresh thyme and sage across the top, and I've preheated my oven at 400 degrees, and we'll cook this for about 25 to 30 minutes until the crust is golden brown. It'll look like this when you're done. And for those of you keeping track at home, yes, I made way too many vegetables for this tart. I couldn't help it. I have so much zucchini, summer squash, and carrots from the farm, and I will not let them go to waste, so don't you worry. I used every last veggie you see here to make a batch of my delicious bacon fried rice. I will leave a link to that recipe below if you want to check it out. This recipe is delicious, and I hope you love it as much as I do. If you enjoyed this video, you should definitely like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And as always, you'll find this and all the printable recipes over on my website at eatthebite.com. And if you would like to hear my full commentary as I eat the bite, here you go.
So, yeah. Oh, this is delicious. Oh, don't drop it, Stacey. Put it in your mouth. Let me tell you something. In a minute. The leeks. We've got to start using more leeks in life. Oh, someone's texting me. Farm carrots, farm zucchini, farm summer squash, farm sage, thyme. And I'll tell you that goat cheese is just enough. Yeah, if there was too much, if there was much more goat cheese, it would have overwhelmed. So I'm glad that actually they didn't have the logs of goat cheese. They only had the crumble at the store. That worked out very nicely. Oh. Vegetarian delight right here. I mean, store-bought puff pastry is so awesome. This is a Pepperidge Farm, I think, is the only one I ever buy. They've got the best product. This is an excellent lunch, brunch, dinner. Very satisfying. Oh my gosh. The veggies, the leeks. I can't advocate enough for sauteing leeks. Get leeks into your life, man. Game changer. Leeks are a game changer in a flavor profile, especially like this. And I also use them in my butternut squash risotto. Oh, that's one of the best recipes on my website, if not the best recipe. There's like 30 views on YouTube. Got the leeks. I could eat another whole piece. I'm not going to, but I probably could. This is delicious. And the vegetables from Clark Farm. I absolutely love their carrots. They have the best carrots I've ever eaten in my entire life. Their carrots are very special. Okay. So delicious, and I hope you make it.